Did you hear about the drug deal gone wrong on February 17, 2019, where David Wright and his friend Christopher were involved in a robbery setup? But things took a deadly turn when David ended up shooting Raul Cuadros in the chest, killing him instantly. However, despite claiming to have an IQ of 150, David's defense failed him in court. What led to David's fatal decision to pull out his revolver? Stay tuned to find out more about this tragic incident. In the dimly lit alleyway, tensions were running high as David demanded that his buyers hand over their belongings, but when they responded by pepper spraying his friend Chris, things took a deadly turn. In a matter of seconds, David drew a revolver from his waist and fired a single shot into Raul Cuadros' chest, killing him instantly. David and Chris believed their plan was foolproof, but their confidence was shattered when cameras identified them at the scene. David was brought in for questioning, still relying on his intellect to get him out of trouble. However, the mounting evidence against him shattered his confidence. In the end, 4 people were arrested, and the truth about what happened that night began to emerge. But the media may not have reported the whole story, as each person had their own perspective. Finding the truth can indeed be challenging. Search operations. David thought he had the perfect plan to get away with murder, but when he was identified by multiple people through CCTV footage and had no alibi, his confidence began to waver. With Facebook messages discussing details of the alleged drug deal, it seemed like the detective was closing in on him, but David had a plan to outplay them. As the detective interrogates him, David tries to deflect and deceive his way out of trouble.
So you believe somebody that's going to tell you that somebody else did something to save their own ass?
But will his lies be enough to save him from the consequences of his actions? Wait till the end to find out. The detective Ramirez was investigating Raul Cuadros' murder. He found David in the CCTV footage who had no alibi. After going through the Facebook messages between David and his associate, he discovered that there was a drug deal that had gone wrong. David refused to cooperate and thought he could outsmart the detective. However, Ramirez didn't give up and collected even more evidence against David. Upon further investigation, Ramirez and his team found that David might have played a bigger role in the murder than he initially claimed. During the interrogation, David tried to defend himself by claiming that someone else might have had his phone and participated in the drug deal and murder.
Or maybe somebody else had my phone. It's been known to happen. Quite often, actually.
However, the interrogator pointed out that the evidence against him was strong, including video footage and messages on phones that suggest his guilt and that his co-suspects were already under arrest. The interrogator also warned David that his girlfriend might be implicated as an accessory to the crime if she provided a false alibi for him. He urged David to come clean about what happened and warned that waiting too long to tell the truth would make it harder for anyone to believe him. Despite being linked to the case through multiple sources, David denied any association with it. The officer presented him with concrete evidence and slowly extracted a confession from him. When this tactic failed, the officer switched tactics and threatened David with the consequences of his actions on his friends. The conversation dragged on for more than 40 minutes, with minimal headway being made. Finally, the officer managed to coax David into confessing that he had indeed met with the victim, but maintained that it didn't go beyond that. The officer stressed the significance of the victim having visited David's house in search of a firearm and warned him that his reputation as an upstanding individual was on the line. David's refusal to defend himself or cooperate with detectives in court led him to receiving the maximum possible sentence. His criminal record dates back to 1999 with convictions for arson, burglary, vehicle theft, and 35 misdemeanors. In October 2020, 33-year-old David Wright was sentenced to 40 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos to learn something new. See you next time.